vamos a traer las incidencias de los partidos del día de ayer.
Santana homered in the opening game of this series against the Blue Jays.
Los Blue Jays de Toronto.
Take it back to Friday's game, right there. Twins celebrate homers with the rally sausage. It's a new tradition. Santana not prepared for it. Doink off the dome. Top three with 2 on. Santana smokes one to center. 3-run shot this time. Santana is prepared. He covers his head, gets an extra helmet. Sausage is tossed, and the sausage is caught. The Blue Jays rally with their bats. They don't need sausage. They have lumber. Bottom 6, Toronto down 8-6. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Vladdy Jr. Rips one into left, 2-run score, and we are tied at 8. A 6-run deficit erased. Vladdy 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Bottom 7, still tied. Bases loaded, 1 out for Ernie Clement, and he delivers. That falls in. Danny Jansen beats the throw home. Take your rally sausage and shove it. Blue Jays rally 10-8, their first comeback win of 5 or more runs since last June, also against the Twins.
Back after losing in walk-off action on Friday. Snapped their 7-game heater, but getting a boost from Freddie Freeman on Saturday. Top 1, 2 away. Freeman sitting on a knuckleball from Matt Walden. That's going to get out.
Bye, Charlie. Freeman le pone números al marcador.
Neither does Freeman. Saw Dodger southpaw James Paxton with knee. Bottom 3. Fans Luis Arraez just guessing that was Friday's hero. Then bottom 4, Manny Machado, you can get it 2. Paxton finished with 4 Ks in 6 shutout innings. Lowered his earned run average to 2.58. Top 6, blow it wide open. Teoscar Hernandez. Gone for the grand slam to make it 5-0 Dodgers. That's your final. The 3rd shutout victory of the
bird's eye view in San Francisco. Checking out the Reds-Giants game. San Francisco lost 6 of their last 8 games. Bottom 1, bases juice, 2 outs for Matt Chapman. Give me a grand slam, his 5th homer of the season. And the Giants, 5-1. The Reds have lost 9 of their past 10 games. The rubber game is on Sunday. Detroit unloading in the 2nd inning against the Astros. Bases loaded for Mark Canha. Grand slam, his 3rd career grand slam. Part of a 7-run inning to back Tarik Skubal, who went 6 1/3, allowed 2 runs, struck out 7.
Vamos a ver qué tan bonito es el uniforme de Arizona.
You're a top baseball prospect. You get called into your manager's office. It's your major league moment. You're going to the show. The manager congratulates you, and the emotions are flowing. We've all seen it before. It doesn't get any better than that. Oh, but it actually does. How about finding out you got called up to the big leagues after taking a nap with your girlfriend, LSU gymnast Livy Dunn? That's how Paul Skeens found out. His reality is, well, amazing. Skeens was the #1 pick in last year's MLB draft by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a power pitcher who consistently throws 100 miles per hour, but he's not the one who puts the power in power couple. That's his better half. He shared the big news with her 8 million followers on TikTok. Paul Skeens, welcome to the show. The Pirates just rizzed up. Paul Skeens, the 21-year-old making his major league debut, #1 pitching prospect in all of baseball, had a .99 ERA in 7 AAA starts this season. He's thrown 98 pitches at 100 miles per hour, most by any pitcher in AAA or the bigs to this point. Livy Dunn in the house, 35,000 fans to watch Paul Skeens' debut. First big league strikeout at 101. First batter he faces, sits down Mike Tauchman. Next batter, slider to Seiya Suzuki. Oh, it's a wipeout slider. 2 punch outs in his first major league inning. In the second, it's into a bases loaded jam. 1 out facing Yan Gomes. 3. 101. Next batter, Tauchman grounds out to second. Inning over, out of the jam. Skeens with 5 strikeouts through 3 shutout innings. Let's get him some run support. Bottom 3, 2 on, 2 outs for Connor Joe. 3-run homer. Pirates up 3-0. His 4th this season. Next batter, O'Neal Cruz. You hang it, we bang it. His 6th of the year. Pirates take a 4-0 lead and pad the lead for Skeens. Taking the shutout into the 4th after getting the first out on a strikeout. First pitch to Nico Horner. Slider gets too much of the plate, and that's gone. Skeens gives up his first Major League homer, but he would bounce back. Next batter, Michael Busch. 3. 2 batters later, with the first 2 outs. Gomes up again, swinging on the splinker. That's a splitter-sinker combo. Livy Dunn likes it. She loves what she sees. 7 strikeouts through 4. Back out there in the 5th, trying to finish strong. Gave up a leadoff double, and here an infield single to Seiya Suzuki, and that would be all for Skeens. And the Pirates faithful say, hey, that was a heck of a show. 35,000 fans on hand at PNC. 4 innings, 6 hits, charged with 3 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts on 84 pitches, 17 pitches over 100 miles per hour. Paul Skeens gets the no decision, 4 innings. But, man, those 7 strikeouts were electric. Again, 17 pitches over 100 miles per hour. He didn't get the win. He wasn't as sharp as he wanted to be in his Major League debut, showing plenty of promise. I still say, have a day, kid. The best versus the worst. Marlins have the worst record in all of baseball. Phillies have the best record in all of baseball, 27-12. Bottom 5, no score. Vidal Brujan just gets out. First run of the game, his first home run of the season. Marlins take a 1-0 lead, but the lead was short-lived. Top 6 now tied at 1. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Bryson Stott. He's an exquisite situational hitter. Turns on that inside pitch, rips it into the corner. Bases clearing double for Stott. 6 total RBIs in the last 2 games for him. Stay hot. The Phillies take a 4-1 lead. Top 8 up 6-1, 2 on and adding on. Johan Rojas into left. Couple of runs score, and the Phillies go on to win 8-3. They improved to 13-2 in their last 15 games, outscoring their opponents 99-44. For the Marlins, it's their 5th straight loss.
They're going to bounce back after allowing 4 runs and a loss to the Dodgers his last start. Facing off against Mets top prospect Christian Scott.
Aquí estamos
making a Citi Field debut in those awful uniforms. Let's call it how we see it. Top 3, no score. Orlando Arcia.
Goodbye, Charlie. Adios.
4-12, a 2-run shot makes it 2-0 Braves, his 4th of the season. Scott conceding the first home run of his Major League career. There will be more. It's all the run support Fried would need. Bottom 3, Starling Marte strikes out on the foul tip. Mets through 3. Bottom 4 now. Mets down 3-0. JD Martinez pops out haplessly to second base to end the inning. Mets hitless through 4. Sensing a theme. Bottom 5, Brett Beatty just looking. That'll end the inning. Flummoxed, you could say. It's the second time the Mets have been held hitless through 5 innings this season. Bottom 6, Marte puts a charge into 1, but that's a can of corn out there to Acuna. Mets hitless through 6. Fried, the second time this season not allowing a hit through 6 innings. Bottom 7, this one trouble. Martinez flies to deep center, but tracking it with the backhand, 2 away. A great play. Fried paying his respect. Next batter in a 2-2 count, Jeff McNeil. Again, just looking. Ends the inning, nasty stuff on the black. No hitter through 7 for Atlanta, but that's it for Fried. 109 pitches, hand over the ball, 5 Ks over 7. Still no hits, and he hands that line to Joe Jimenez. Looking to keep the no-hitter going. Top 8. Runner on first from a walk. Beatty pops it up high into the infield. Matt Olson, good baseball, calls off his pitcher. 1 away after another walk. Tyrone Taylor just fishing. It is Saturday. 2 away. Next batter, 2-2 count. Marte goes down swinging out of the zone as well. We are through 8. No hits for the Mets. It's the first no-hit bid for Atlanta through 8 innings since 2018. They have not recorded a no-hitter, solo or combined, since 1994. Raisel Iglesias tasked with that weight. Leadoff batter, Francisco Lindor, down swinging. Next batter, Pete Alonso. Hard hit, but got a guy there. 2 away. 1 away from the combined no-no. Could we see an Atlanta no-hitter for the first time in 30 years? 2 outs. JD Martinez. Spoil the party. Deep. to the wall. Gone. A blast. Breaks up the no bid, and that says it all.
Baby.
Acuna couldn't believe it. Chart that one down. From no-hitter to no way. There was a moment where you thought maybe the Mets would come all the way back. Nah. Tying run at the plate. Beatty lines out Goodwood, but that would do it. Braves win it 4-1, but the Mets spoil that no-hit bid with some late dramatics. The Braves now winners of 4 straight following a 3-game losing streak. And get this, last 25 meetings, 19.
You got hit with a piece of meat. Take it back to Friday's game, right there. Twins celebrate homers with the rally. Santana smokes one to center, 3-run shot, and this time Santana is prepared. He covers his head, gets an extra helmet, sausage is tossed, and the sausage
Señor al niño Jorgito.
The Blue Jays rally with their bats. They don't need sausage. They have lumber. Bottom 6, Toronto down 8-6. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Vladdy Jr. Rips one into left, 2-run score, and we are tied at 8. A 6-run deficit erased. Vladdy 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Bottom 7, still tied. Bases loaded, 1 out for Ernie Clement, and he delivers. That falls in. Danny Jansen beats the throw home. Take your rally sausage and shove it. Blue Jays rally 10-8. Their first comeback win of 5 or more runs since last June, also against the Twins.
Y un saludo muy especial para la familia Bracho, para Michael, para todos los familia Bracho, para Maite, para toda la familia.
Just like that, visitors up 2-1. Marte's second straight night with a home run, 9 this season in total, but the O's, they bark back. Out on 4-2, nobody on, nobody out. Gunnar Henderson doing it on his lonesome. A solo shot way out there off Ryan Nelson. Orioles now down 4-3. Henderson's team leading 12th of the season. Libations. Bottom 8, still 4-3. Anthony Santander. Straightaway center. Does it have enough? Yes, it does. A 410-foot shot. Chipping away, and just like that, tied at 4. No result through 9. We had to extras. Colton Cowser stepping up to the plate with the bases loaded. Only 1 out for a chance to take the win after a mound visit. Cowser
El popular
rounds into the double play out of a jam. D-backs survive to see another. Orioles, another chance to walk it off. Bottom 11 now. Jordan Westberg sprays one out to right. That's fair ball. Beautiful piece of hitting. Play at the plate. We're going to have one. Not in time. O's walk it off. 5-4 a winner. Westberg's second career walk-off both this season. Orioles' 4th walk-off of the year. I mean, cardiac.
CBS Sports HQ, Matt, thank you. So after Paul Skeens is lifted in the 5th, in comes Kyle Nicholas. He inherits the 2 base runners that belong to Skeens. After 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Nicholas walks 3 consecutive batters with the bases loaded. So from a 6-1 game to a 6-4 game. Josh Fleming now on, looking to stop the bleeding. Next batter walks Yan Gomes. Nico Horner scores on the bases loaded walk. It's now a 6-5 game. Pirates relievers walking in 4 consecutive runs. Next batter, bases still loaded, 1-2 pitch. Run scores on the infield single. Cubs tied at 6. And then after the play, here comes the rain. Pouring down in Pittsburgh. This game goes into a delay. Had Pittsburgh gotten out of the inning, the game would have been official with the Pirates leading. Instead, the game is tied. It would not resume for another 2 hours, but perhaps Mother Nature giving a good sign of things to come. After the rain delay, Cubs looking for their first lead of the game. Still top 5, tied at 6, bases loaded, 2 outs. Colin Holderman in the game. And he walks Seiya Suzuki on 4 straight. Another run scores. Cubs up 7-6. Cubs draw their 5th bases loaded walk of the inning. How about a 6th? Right there. Holderman walks Cody Bellinger. The 6th bases loaded walk of the inning. Caps a 7-run 5th for Chicago to make it 8-6. The Cubs allow the most bases loaded walks in 1 inning by any team since 1959. But back come the Pirates. Yasmani Grandal with a 3-run homer. And the Pirates take back the lead 9-8. His first homer is a Pirate. Bottom 6, Andrew McCutchen, 4th of the season. Kutch The Pirates' first-round pick. 6 of their last 7 games coming in, outscoring opponents 36-17 in that span. Shut out the Rays in the opener 2-0. Bottom 1, first pitch of the game, Nestor Cortez faced Yandy Diaz, and that's gone. Solo homer, his second of the season, puts the Rays in front 1-0 on one pitch. Bottom 3, Rays down 2-1, 2 on for Randy Arozarena. And that's take a 4-2 lead. Cortez against the Rays this season. Last start, 7 scoreless, 9 punch-outs. Saturday, 5 1/3, 4 runs. Juan Soto up as the go-ahead run in the 7th. 2 on, 2 outs for Soto. Deep to center field. Does it have enough? No. Warning track power. Jose Siri makes the catch. Just a couple feet short of giving the Yankees the lead. Bottom 7, Rays come right back. Runner on second for Diaz. Over the head of Trent Grisham. Double. Former Yankee Ben Rortvedt scores. 5-2 Tampa Bay. Diaz 3 for 4. 2 RBIs in the homer. Next batter, keep it going. Arozarena into left. And that's an RBI double. And the Rays go on to win this one 7-2. It's Tampa Bay's largest win against the Yankees since last May. The Rays won 8-2. Exactly one.
Who has pretty good stuff.
4:10 Eastern first pitch in that one. Another game happening at that time. The hot bats from the Yankees taking on the Rays. And Matt, I did the math here. Since Sunday's series finale against the Tigers, the Yankees have scored 29 runs this week. I mean, what's working for Aaron Boone's squad this season? And can the Rays slow it down this afternoon?
Well, Juan Soto has been working all year, and I really think that he makes a big difference lineup wide in terms of taking pitches, getting pitchers into deeper counts, taking walks. The entire offense has been an on-base machine this year, and it's because of Juan Soto. Aaron Judge was terrible for a few weeks, but now he's started to get it going recently. Anthony Rizzo is getting a little bit better. He hit a big home run last night. The Yankees offense as a whole is really going, and the keys are Aaron Judge starting to look like his old self and Juan Soto being the constant in that offense. The Rays offensively are still very inconsistent. Randy Arozarena hasn't gotten it going at all. Yandy Diaz with a very slow start. Zach Littell on the mound for the Rays. A big strikeout, low walk guy. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with this Yankees high on base offense. That's going to be the most fun matchup for me.
It'll be Nestor Cortez and Zach Littell on the bump for Yankees Rays as we take a look at some of the other notable games happening this afternoon on the Diamond. Diamondbacks and Orioles will square off at 4:05. We've talked about a couple on this list. Cubs in Indianapolis, he is that good. We'll wait to see how he does in his first game. But let's talk about another game, Game 2 between the Braves and the Mets, that will feature Max Fried taking on Christian Scott in just his second start of the season. Now, we know the Braves took Game 1 thanks to a 4-1 third, but Fried's been a bit up and down this year. He dropped his last start against the Dodgers, Matt. So what can we expect out of this matchup today?
Well, the Braves were in a little bit of a funk. They lost 5 out of the last 6 before this current 3-game winning streak. I feel like they're starting to get on track. They had several hitters in a funk. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna Jr. But Acuna and Olson both hit home runs on Friday. So maybe they're starting to kind of break out of their funk. That alone will get the offense going back on track. Remember, last year they slugged over 500 as a team. It was the first team in Major League Baseball history that slugged over 500 as a team. So I thought it was only a matter of time before they got going. The Acuna and Olson home runs kind of look like they might be breaking them out of that funk. It is interesting to see Christian Scott going through the Mets, a nice prospect there. As I just mentioned when I was talking about Skeens, if you've never seen a pitcher before.
After much anticipation, the 2023 #1 overall pick is finally taking the bump in the majors. The Pittsburgh Pirates will send Paul Skeens to the mound, getting his first start against the Cubs this afternoon in what is being called the most anticipated pitching debut since Steven Strasburg back in 2010. Now, Skeens has torched the minors with a .99 ERA, 45 strikeouts in 7 starts. In fact, he didn't allow a hit in his first run, or didn't allow a run, rather, until his 5th start of the season. When you look at the comparisons here between Skeens and Strasburg, the numbers say it all. These guys are really good at what they do. Of course, Strasburg went on to play 13 years in the majors. He had 3 All-Star appearances and, of course, a World Series with the Nationals. couple seasons ago. Could be some foreshadowing maybe of what we can expect for Paul Skeens today. Let's bring in CBS Sports baseball writer Matt Snyder to discuss what will be a memorable day for Paul Skeens and the Pirates. Matt, this is a guy who you've seen him play, you've interviewed him, you've analyzed him. Just how prepared is Skeens for this moment?
Overly prepared. I think, he pounds the strike zone. I expect the first inning, he has a chance for an immaculate inning. I mean, the Cubs have never seen him before. He has heat in the 100s. He has a low 90s slider. He has a two-seam fastball, which is a sinker that people thought it was a splitter, or they called it a splunker like Johan Duran of the Twins throws. And when I asked him, I was like, what is that third pitch that you have? Is that a splunker? And he goes, oh, it's just a two-seam fastball. It's just a sinker. There's so much action on it. It was confusing the community of people who recognize pitches. So that's what kind of stuff he has. I expect him to throw 5 or 6 innings. I think he's going to strike out at least 7, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe even get up to 10. I think he's going to have an incredible debut. As noted, he is incredibly ready for this. He pounds the strike zone. I think it's going to be maybe as memorable as Steven Strasburg's first outing for the Nationals, which was amazing. He struck out 12. He looked ridiculous. He was as advertised. I believe Skeens is going to make just as big of an impression.
I want to follow up on that because this season we've had a lot of highly anticipated debuts in the major. You had Yoshinobu Yamamoto early on in the season. Jackson Holliday got his call up. Both of those guys maybe didn't perform the way we expected them to in that first game. So what makes you so confident that Skeens can sort of outlive the pressures of making your professional debut?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a gut feeling. I guess we'll just go with that. But confidence, he's humble. I believe he's ready. I don't think he gets nervous. I don't think that there's going to be any of those first game jitters or anything like that. And it's different than Jackson Holliday because Skeens is a pitcher, Holliday's a hitter. For pitchers, it's a lot bigger advantage for the pitcher when nobody has seen him. For example, if a hitter has never seen a pitcher before, it's a lot tougher because you don't know what his stuff looks like in the box. And that might have been what the problem was for Jackson Holliday is he's never seen any of these guys. For Skeens, it's the opposite. He's on the mound. None of these hitters have ever seen him before, so they don't know what his stuff looks like. And his stuff is so good, nobody's going to know how to react to it. Nobody's going to know how to hit it. So I think that's why he's going to cruise.
Yeah, just 3 earned runs in after his involvement in the Rays brawl a couple weeks ago. That was fun to watch, but obviously not allowed in baseball. Let's jump over to the NL West, where we'll see the Dodgers and the Padres. Luis Arraez made himself right at home in San Diego. Matt, he was traded a week ago from the Marlins. Then he hit the walk-off winner last night in his first home game for the Padres. So if game 2 was anything like the series opener, we're in for a treat. What was your biggest takeaway from that game, and what are you expecting in game 2?
Well, I really like what Arraez does for the Padres offense. There's a good thing about balance. Important stat to me. Slugging percentage is obviously way more important than batting average. But if you have a team full of high on base, low average guys who just hit for power, you can go into funks. You can be incredibly inconsistent. The Padres have a bunch of guys, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth, who have a tendency to run lower averages but hit for a lot of power. I like having a batting average only guy atop that lineup to give them some balance in that lineup. And that's what I think he does for them. They've now won 7 of their last 9. He had the walk-off hit last night. It just makes them a lot better as a team and more well-rounded. Now, it's going to be tough to continue to play this well against the Dodgers, as the Dodgers have won 14 of their last 17, which includes the loss last night. Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani probably would be 1 and 2 in the MVP running right now in the National League. It's an incredibly talented team, which we knew coming into the year. They've had some injuries in the rotation, but again, 14 of the last 17 have been wins. Padres 7 of 9. Both teams are really hot. This is a really fun series. For my money, the most fun series this weekend.
Yeah, I just wish that they wouldn't wear those uniforms. I know I sound like a hater.
Yeah, I don't like this. Those City Connects are actually very popular, and I'm with you. I don't like them at all, but a lot of people really do.
Oh, it's too much to look at as I talk with a two-tone jacket on right now. Hypocrite here. Matt, let's jump over to the fantasy angle. About a couple on this list. Cubs Pirates, though, 4:05 Eastern to watch Paul Skeens make his debut. Taking a look at some notable MLB games happening tonight. The Dodgers continue to dominate the division, but the Padres sticking close behind. Bit of a problem on paper, though, in terms of the pitching. The team has lost consecutive starts when Matt Waldron is pitching, who they send out tonight. The Dodgers will get James Paxton, 5-1 on the season for LA. We also get a battle of first and last in the NL Central between the Brewers and the Cardinals. Let's get into the action with our good friend Matt Snyder. Matt, things in St. Louis not looking good. The Cardinals are 2-8 over their last 10. They've lost their last 6. Now they're facing a Bruins team, again, that's seen a lot of success in 2024, and 11-2 drumming in last night's game for Milwaukee. What are the expectations that you have for Game 3?
I mean, I don't know how I wouldn't just continue to say the Brewers are going to beat the Cardinals down. The Brewers are in a good way right now. They're in first place by a half game, but they're in first place. They're playing great baseball. They just got Christian Yelich back from injury. He had a good game. William Contreras has been an absolute beast for the Brewers in that lineup. Speaking of Contreras, on the opposite end, his brother Wilson Contreras just had a bat break his arm, and he was one of the only guys in the Cardinals offense who was hitting the ball right now. Paul Goldschmidt is in a bad way, cannot hit. He's been benched a few times. Maybe it's just a case of Father Time finally catching up with him. As we know, Father Time is undefeated, but the Cardinals offense is in a bad way. They've lost 6 in a row. They even lost the Sonny Gray start. As noted for the Brewers, Yelich back, William Contreras great, Bryce Terang having a very good year. They're in first place. As I said, it's hard not to like the Brewers here, especially with ace Freddie Peralta on the hill.
Yeah, you mentioned Freddie Peralta, 7:15 first pitch for him. We know he's coming back after that 5-game suspension after his involvement in the Rays brawl a couple weeks ago. That was fun to watch. Matt, let's jump over to the fantasy angle. This has become one of my favorite parts of Saturday. We normally have Jim Boter to start today, so I'm going to pass that baton over to you. Who's our streaming pitcher we should start today?
I'll go with Mason Black of the Giants. It's always good if you can get a pitcher in that park, in AT&T Park. It's very pitcher-friendly, as we know. Maybe not as much as it used to be, but it's still pitcher-friendly. The Reds had lost 8 in a row before their win last night in San Francisco. They rank in the National League out of 15 teams, 15th in average, 14th in on-base percentage, 12th in slugging percentage. They've never seen Mason Black, so I guess that's my theme today, as I talked about with Paul Skeens and I talked about with Christian Scott. Advantage to the pitcher when the offense has never seen him before. The Reds have never seen Mason Black before. He was a stud in the minors. He's already gotten his debut out of the way. He wasn't very good in his debut, but if there were any nerves, those should have dissipated by now. He's pitching at home against a bad right now Reds offense. He needs to keep Elly De La Cruz off the bases. That's number one. But after that, he should have a pretty good time in dealing with this Reds offense that has not been very good at all this year.
We are on Rookie Watch today. Matt Snyder helping us get ready for our baseball slate. Matt, we certainly